As promised, this is my effed up bedtime story for Carmen, as she requested a story about Jacques, the Jackalope. So here we go. Deep in the forest on the edges of the Rocky Mountains lived Jacques. Jacques was small, speedy, and stealth. Jacques was bright, funny, and had a warm, caring heart. What Jacques didn't really have was friends. Despite mostly resembling the other rabbits that lived in the forest, Jacques was special. Jacques was no ordinary rabbit. He was a jackalope, gifted with beautiful antlers on top of his little bunny head. Jacques had tried to connect with the other bunnies, but his attempts were in vain, as the regular bunnies mocked him constantly. Jacques was sad, and he turned his attention to other pursuits like cocaine and mescaline. One day, when the forest was quiet and still, all the other bunnies were playing their regular bunny games, with Jacques looking on from afar and, like doing a couple of lines. A sudden rumbling could be heard from the distance. It grew closer. The coke in Jacques' system had him on alert, and his large ears perked up. Holy shit, something is coming this way and it could fuck us all up, thought Jacques. The rumbling grew louder still. Jacques hopped around nervously and noticed the normal bunnies were happily going about their games, with no attention being paid to the growing rumbling. Oh, for fuck's sakes, thought Jacques, these idiots are going to get crushed. Jacques ran over to the bunnies and yelled, "Don't you hear that? Something's coming!" The bunnies scoffed at the cooked-up jackalope. The rumbling grew louder. The bunnies continued to play. The rumbling grew louder. The bunnies continued to play. Jacques moved back to his place away from the playing bunnies, knowing that danger was coming. The rumbling grew louder. The bunnies continued to play. Oh my God. The source of the rumbling soon became apparent as a herd of deer spilled into the bunnies' play area. Skulls were crushed and bunny parts were flying everywhere, being torn up by the pounding hooves. The deer continued on, leaving the bunnies' torn corpses in their wake. Jacques instinctively followed the deer. He hopped for miles before the deer slowed and finally rested. His coke buzz was wearing off and he was feeling shy. One of the deer looked in his direction and said, "Hey, nice rack." Jacques felt a warmth spread through his heart. A compliment? Could it be? The deer nodded to the grass in front of him, inviting Jacques to enjoy some food. Jacques hopped towards the deer and looked at him with inquiring eyes. "Eat, little dude, that was a long run," said the deer, munching on the tender grass. And that is how Jacques found a home. The end. You interrupted my story. Yeah, I see you.